everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. To the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I wanted to jump on here today, man, and talk to you guys about something that I was talking to a client this week about in our one-on-one sessions, and it kind of like hit me. I already knew it, but it kind of struck me again talking to this client. It made me realize that the more you learn about something, for a lot of people, the more you learn about something, and this, in my opinion, includes manifestation, and you'll see where I'm going with this, but the more you learn about something, the more you make it difficult, the more you complicate it. It's like you give it this intrinsic, complication when it's really not that difficult. It's really not that hard, but it's like we as humans, we get in our own way and we make things harder than it has to be. But I want you guys to understand something, and this is my principle, and this is kind of my principle in life. Like, I want you guys to understand that less literally is more, okay? And I want you guys to think about this in terms of manifestation, because less literally is more. Less is more with a lot of things in life. And I can even give you guys an example about me personally. Like, for instance, when I go to the gym, when I work out, people see me when I work out, or people might see my body, and they may think, oh, Marv, you work out a bunch of times, a bunch of days of the week. You must work out for long hours. You must do all of this stuff. And I'm literally sitting there looking at them, and I say to them, no, I don't work out a long time. I literally do like one exercise for each body part. That's it. And I'll do like 10 sets of that. And my workouts are usually like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max. And then I'm done in the gym for that day for whatever that body part is. And when I tell people that, they say to themselves, they're like, there's no way that that's possible. There's no way you only work out for, 20 minutes and you have the kind of body that you have, or you have a six pack, or you have this and that. And I'm literally looking at them like, no, that's literally all I do. Why? Because we've been programmed to think that things have to be hard. We've been programmed to think that if you want a good body, if you want to get in shape, then you got to put in at least the hour, 2 hours in order to get that body. And I see people in the gym all the time. They're in the gym for an hour, they're in the gym for 2 hours. And, they're doing all this work. Meanwhile, I'm over here only putting in 20 minutes and I have great results. And, it just doesn't fit the societal norm. And so I want you guys to think about this from a manifestation perspective, because understand that ignorance truly is bliss a lot of times. Like, I truly, now more than ever in my life, understand what that saying means. Ignorance is bliss. Because when you don't know something, like there's something about that keeps you happy, not knowing. But then when you find out about something and you start to know the truth behind something, why something's happening, the truth about how people really are, or what's really going on in the world, for instance, you're happy until you find that stuff out. And then once you find out what's really going on in the world, the evils that are going on in the world, all of the hate, the crime, politics, government, capitalism, etc. Then once you find that out, even from your favorite people, your favorite politicians or your favorite celebrities or whatever, you find out how they really are as people, your whole perception about them changes. And you think back to yourself, man, I wish I would have never found this out about that person. I wish I never would have found that out about that politician, or I wish I would have never found this out about how the world economy really works, or how capitalism really works. I wish I would have stayed ignorant to that, because now that you know, now that affects your mood, now that it affects your awareness from what you've been thinking and living and acting and doing for the past 10, 20, however many years you've been on earth, right? And manifestation is literally the same way. It messes with your head, and this is one of the biggest problems I see with manifestation, is a lot of us are so fine just moving through life as we were moving through life a lot of times. But the moment we were hit with an obstacle and we learned about why that obstacle happened, and we started to learn about law of attraction, we started to learn about law of assumption, and how our thoughts created this reality, how our words created this reality, our feelings created this reality. Now all of a sudden we go into hyper mode. We go into overdrive with anxiety. We go into overdrive with depression. We go into overdrive with everything because now that we know we caused the problems that we're having, we start to now overanalyze and we start to freak and bug out and we start to think, oh, I need to do more. I need to do more manifestation techniques. I need to do more visualizations. I need to do more affirmations. I need to do more scripting. I need to do more living in the end. And we overcomplicate it and we start to see things as being difficult. As I just gave you examples in the past, we start to overcomplicate everything, and then we overcomplicate manifestation, and we think it has to be this big job, this chore, and we start to get anxiety about, oh, if I miss a day, oh, if I miss 2 days, oh man, I didn't manifest this whole week. I'm going to lose my manifestation because I wasn't consistent with it for, I missed this day. And it's like, guys, listen, you got to take your foot off the gas. Take your foot off the gas, put your foot on the brake. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because people think more is better. People think if I say affirmations more, it's going to be better. If I do visualizations more, it's going to be better. If I do this more, it's going to be better. But understand, with a lot of people, that's not the case. Understand, most people will get burned out. A lot of you guys are probably doing visualizations and affirmations and whatever else you're doing. You guys are probably burning yourselves out. You probably have anxiety thinking you got to do it 7 days a week. If you miss a day, you think you're a specific person. If you're trying to manifest them back, you're probably thinking, oh, if I don't do it, they're not going to be here. Somebody else is going to take them away. If I don't get rid of this third party in the next 30 days, something crazy is going to happen. I need to get rid of this third party before my deadline. And you're placing deadlines on stuff and you're doing things. Guys, listen, none of that stuff is necessary in order to manifest. Think about how happier you probably were before you found out about manifestation, or think about how easy some of your lives were. And I'm not saying all of you guys, but I'm saying some of you guys. I know some of you guys watching this video can think back and think, man, I wasn't this stressed out before I found out about manifestation. But now that I found out about manifestation, now I'm extremely stressed out, right? Because now that you know, you're putting more pressure on yourselves. But I'm telling you guys, it doesn't have to be that difficult. It's not hard at all, because we, as you guys know that have been following law of attraction, law of assumption, and in the metaphysical world and the work and this type of work, as you know, we're always consciously creating. The same way children have fun with manifesting is the same way all of us should be having fun with manifestation. Children don't turn manifestation into a job. It's something that they naturally do because they're naturally curious. They're naturally curious about a lot of things in life because they don't know. Why? Because ignorance is bliss, as I just said earlier. They don't know. But what happens is as children grow older, they become distorted with the way the world is telling them they should think, act, feel, behave, etc. And they lose that childlike innocence, that natural ability to manifest, because they're going off of, oh, the world said this, so must be how I have to do it. Or my parents said this, so this must be how I have to do it. Or my best friends are doing it this way, so this may be how. And you're developing all of these opinions, and eventually you go down the path of making things harder than they actually be. You go down the path of thinking more is better. You go down the path of thinking, I have to work 15 hours a day in order to be successful. I have to work minimum 100-hour work weeks or 80-hour work weeks in order to be successful. Not understanding none of that matters. Not understanding you're actually contradicting yourself and working backwards, and you're working against the law by doing so much. And again, this was a realization I had working with a client one-on-one, and I want that, which inspired me to come on here and make this video to tell you guys, listen, you were so much more happier and relaxed, a lot of you, when you didn't know about law of attraction existed. You thought, oh, things were just random, things were coincidence, things just happen, God's doing whatever, source energy is doing whatever you want to call it, right? And now that you know that you are the contributing factor, now you guys are freaking out. Like, oh man, listen, I'm here to tell you, stop freaking out. You guys are 100% fine. Not doing this stuff every day, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to delay your manifestation. All of that stuff can just go out the window. You guys are fine. You're in the right place. You're exactly where you need to be. You are not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You're getting the messages exactly when you need to get them. You guys just got to stay the course and be consistent and persistent at whatever that level means for you. Not what it means for this guy over here, or this guy over here, or this person, or you read this comment in the section and you're going off of their life and their results. You know, you're comparing your life to them. No. Guys, go back to the time of childlike behavior, being innocent, being curious, having fun with manifesting, not turning manifesting into a job. Because getting back to this way of manifesting, I can assure you, will allow you to manifest things in a much more funner, lighter, more intrinsic way than the way a lot of you guys are doing it right now. Stressing yourself out with a routine, making manifesting feeling unnatural when it really is natural. Manifesting is intrinsic in all of us. It's a natural power we all have and that we're all born with. Think about how easily you got things when you were younger versus how hard it is to manifest things now. And that's simply because, like I started this video off with, you guys are trying too hard. You guys are trying too hard. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. Without understanding, less is more. Less is 100% more. If you guys can follow that motto for the rest of the year, for the rest of your manifestation time, I promise you, you will see results. You will see results. You will stop killing yourself. You will stop turning manifestation into a job, and all of the above. You know, I know a lot of you guys are in this place where you feel like you have to affirm 24/7. You have to do everything all the time in a perfect way when it's just not. It's just not true. You know, there are really no rules to this manifestation game. I want you guys to remember that. There are no rules. There's just simply ways, and it's up to you, the person, the individual, manifester. It's up to you to determine which way is going to work best for you. So when people tell you things like, oh, you don't need to do this, that's not how you need to do it. You know, that's not necessarily true. You may actually need to do it that way. They might not do it that way, but you might 100% have to do it that way. You know, maybe that person that's manifesting can skip a certain step to feel it real or live in the end. But you might not have that ability because you guys are at different levels of manifesting. Because I know a lot of coaches and people that are doing what I'm doing, they're out here telling you guys, no, it doesn't take that. You don't have to do it that way. No, all you got to do is do it this way. No, all you got to do is affirm a bunch of times. No, all you got to do, understand there's simply ways, and it's up for you, the individual, to pick which way works best for you to get you the best results, right? Because we're all individual and no one size fits all, as I religiously say in all of my videos. All right, man. I just wanted to hop on here and bring this message to you guys. Get ready to sign off, let you guys know less is more. And it's not just with manifestation, but less is more in a lot of areas of life. Ignorance truly is bliss. So you got to understand of how you can get to the point of finding out information but not letting it affect your mood. Because the problem I see that a lot of people have is they learn, but in that learning, it affects their mood and how they see things. They allow the information that they learn, they allow when they uncover the nefarious nature of how things really are, for instance, like in politics or in capitalism and the way the world is running, they find out these things and they start to look at it in a bad light, and it affects their mood, and then they say things like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, or I wish I would have never found this out about, you know, politics or capitalism, or I wish I would have never found this out about my famous person because now I look at them differently. The objective for you is to get to such a place spiritually, an awareness spiritually, to where you find out that stuff about people, places, or things, etc., but you don't let it affect your mood personally. It'll affect other people, and that's because they're not on that level vibrationally. But you have to get to a place to where when you hear whatever about whoever, whatever, it doesn't affect your mood and your level of vibration and your level of go up and to continue to do what it is that you want to do and how you look at life and view life. All right, guys. Hopefully you got some gems from this video. As always, this has been another episode of Marv's Room, yours truly. I will see you guys next time in the next YouTube.